Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today we're going to be doing the Thursday night football preview. I'm doing some starts and sits for that game, talking about just a little bit. This is the shorter video for the week. And the Titans are 2-point favorites according to the ESPN here. The over-under is 48.5. Pretty fair for this game, honestly. I think it might go a little bit under, but there is definitely the possibility to go over as well. Colts are 5-3, Titans are 6-2. Should be a pretty interesting game overall, a division game. Always pretty good. There's a lot of key aspects in this game. I'm going to be talking about the fantasy players, who to start and sit mainly. But if you want to hear a little bit more detailed about those key aspects for the game, check out the 2 Point Podcast. We'll be having an episode of that going up later tonight, talking about this game in more details. So on the Colts side, we got Phillip Rivers. He's going to be a sit. I know the Titans defense hasn't been very good lately, so you could probably stream Phillip Rivers if you're in a deeper league. But he's just not a guy I really trust. He has a tendency to throw interceptions as well. So it's a little bit of a risky play. And if you do that on Thursday night, then if he has a bad game, then you're feeling real bad about it. Then you move into Sunday and you're like, oh, I need a bunch of points. So for the Colts running backs, I don't really want to start any of them, honestly. Nyheim Hines, Jonathan Taylor, Jordan Wilkins, they're all pretty much splitting carries at this point. Like, you could start Wilkins or Taylor probably as running back, like real low-end running back twos, flex plays. If you're in a league that uses multiple flex spots, you could throw one of them in there. If you're in a PPR league that uses multiple flex spots, then you could throw in Nyheim Hines as well. Just depends on what else you got out there. They're not the worst plays in the world, but like they're not going to win you the week. For the Colts wide receivers, we got mainly T.Y. Hilton and Michael Pittman Jr., so I'm looking at. T.Y. Hilton was back at practice, full practice 2 days in a row, so it looks like he'll be good to go for this game after that, missing a week with that groin injury. He really hasn't done much since Andrew Luck left, so if you're counting on him in this game, I'd try to find somebody else. He's definitely a sit for me. Michael Pittman Jr. is kind of a sleeper play for me this week, honestly. Like I said, the Titans defense hasn't been too good, but he hasn't seen enough volume. He has been playing a lot, though, so maybe this is the game he finally breaks out. He could have some value this week. If you're real desperate for a wide receiver, there's probably better guys out there on the waiver wire, though. So we're going to talk about the Colts Titans real quick. So Trey Burton I have down as a start right now. Jack Doyle and Mo Alley-Cox are both injured. Jack Doyle has a concussion. He's probably not going to clear protocol before this game, so he's unlikely to play. Mo Alley-Cox did not practice on Monday, but he was a limited participant in practice on Tuesday. We'll have to see how it looks today. We'll have to see if he comes out. But if both of them were to miss, Trey Burton's a pretty reliable option this week then. And he does offer some of that rushing touchdown upside with their little wildcat play they've been doing down near the goal line as well. Then the Colts defense I got as a start. I think there's somebody you can start in this game. Just tamper your expectations from them. I think Tannehill is going to be able to move the ball quite a bit. And that could limit some of the upside for the Colts. But they're definitely a defense that shouldn't hurt you. If you have them, if you want to pick up another defense, if you got an extra spot, you can always stream in defense this week. But I'm not going out of my way to drop the Colts defense and then pick. Rodrigo Blankenship, the kicker, you can play him. He's been pretty solid most of the year. And then for the Titans side, we got Ryan Tannehill. I have him down as a start. I understand if you have a different quarterback that you like better this week, if you want to start them over Tannehill because of the matchup, you can feel free doing that. Myself, I'm going to be starting Tannehill in 1 or 2 leagues of my own. He's not a bad quarterback. I feel like he's one of them guys, he's probably going to go out and get you 2 touchdowns. He's probably going to get you at least 250 yards in this game. If you think somebody else has a better chance of doing that, go ahead and start that person. But if you don't, then I would probably start Tannehill. Like, if you're going to beat this Colts defense, you're not going to beat them by running the ball, so you're going to have to throw the ball against them. So that's why I like Tannehill more in this matchup. Derrick Henry is obviously a start. You pretty much start him every week. Tamper your expectations for him this game. Colts defense, since Matt Eberflus took over as defensive coordinator, has only given up 100-yard rusher, so that's pretty crazy when you think about it. Then we got A.J. Brown. I got A.J. Brown as a start. I think he's going to have a pretty decent game in this one. I think he's probably their answer to the Colts defense. And, you know, you can give him the ball and he can make a big play on any given play. I have Jonnu Smith down as a sit, but he's really like a borderline guy. It just depends on your league, how deep your league is. If you don't have a better option than him, you can obviously start him. He's a little touchdown reliant, though. But so is pretty much every other tight end. Last week he only saw 2 targets, though, so that is a little bit of a concern. But if you have a better option, start your better option. If you don't, you can still roll Jonnu out. For Corey Davis, I have as a sit as well. He saw 10 targets 2 weeks in a row. It could be a decent game for him, but then it could also end up like last week. So it's a really hit or miss game. He's kind of like, if you want to play him as a wide receiver 3, like a flex or a second flex type of guy, If you want a guy with a lot of upside, if you're in a matchup that you're not projected to win and you want to try to hit big with somebody, he could be a guy like that. But just know he could pretty much goose egg you at the same time too. Titans defense is going to be a sit. There's a lot of hype about them going into the year, and they just haven't been ever able to get after the quarterback. If they're not able to get after Phillip Rivers in this one, it could be a long day for this Titans defense. Gostkowski, I got down as a borderline kicker. He's missed a couple big kicks this year, so if you have him and you don't have any better options out there, you can start him. If you have a better option, just play with your better option. A couple other notes that I did have that could affect this game as well was Dennis Kelly. He's a tackle. He hasn't practiced 2 days in a row. We'll have to see if he ends up playing. If he doesn't, they're going to be missing him and Taylor Lewan. They're starting left tackle, so it's not going to be great for their offensive line. We'll have to see if that impacts Derrick Henry going forward. Adam Humphries did not practice 2 days in a row. I believe he's still in concussion protocol. We'll have to see if he clears that today or tomorrow. If not, he obviously won't play. That could help A.J. Brown and Corey Davis see more targets as well. This should be a more competitive game than we've seen on most of the Thursday night games this week, and a little bit more interesting in that we do have two teams with winning records, obviously. I believe the Titans are going to come out with this one. They're playing at home. I think they're going to have enough firepower to score on the Colts defense, and maybe just enough to stop the Colts offense, or if Phillip Rivers makes another turnover. But with that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this video. Let me guys know your thoughts on this game as well. If you have any start-sit questions related to this game, please let me know. If you need to reach out to me for any reason at all, feel free to do so, whether it's down in the comments, at my email, coachcraigsports@gmail.com, on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, or on the Coach Craig Sports Facebook page. If you guys liked and enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. And with that being said, if you're a new or current subscriber who has yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It will let you know every single time I post up a video. I post up about 5 videos a week, usually Monday through Friday. Also be sure to check out my articles on the Podcasting Network. Links to that down below as well. We do a weekly start-sit article there. And then I'll be having some other articles go up as well. I have some up already about snap count percentage. And then last but not least, the 2-Point Podcast. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll be going over this game a little bit more in depth. And then we'll be taking a look at all the other games for the week. That link is down in the description below as well. Both of those will be going up over the next 2 days. But with that being said, that's all we got for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Hopefully you found this information useful. And have a great rest of your day.